Alright, just gotta get a sip of the morning coffee and let's get started. Well, what's up, everybody? I know it's been a while. I actually think I ended up missing last week, but I was busy all last weekend. Alright, so today, as the title explains, today we are going through build crafting our Warlock set. Now, I'm mainly going to be focused on, at least like the first bit of live stream today, on our Stasis Warlock. Mainly because Stasis has also received, with the whole Renegades update, Stasis received a huge buff, huge update. One being like Glacial Harvest and everything that ties into that for Hunters and Titans, where there's no countdown on creating Stasis shards. You can just continue to spam Stasis shards. And I went over that, I showcased that briefly in our Stasis Titan video a while ago at this point. That there was no cooldown on making Stasis shards, which just made it like completely broken. But also for the fact that they went through and buffed Winter's Wrath on the Warlock. And if you hear an echo real quick, I'm just testing to make sure that the audio is actually working and not overpowering. Alright. Sounds good. I'm just doing a quick mic check there before we actually get started. Getting used to wearing headphones again, because this whole flu crap that's been going around my family, going around my school, like it's been bad. But anyways, Stasis, I kind of got two ideas. I got the setup lined up before I jumped off for the night last night. So I'm eager to try out this. I've been seeing a lot of videos and a lot of builds on Rhymecoat Raiment, where Bleak Watcher turrets are enhanced with extended range, surrounded by Stasis crystals and a storm. While staying in the storm, you're granted basically another buddy, and that slows targets. And I'm also like, okay, cool. So that's creating a storm, kind of a bit of defensive build there. And you get another buddy on top of your Bleak Watcher. It's like, alright, so cool, what are we going to do then? Well, I was torn between two different exotics. Well, technically three, right? You got Wicked Implement, Aegir Scepter, and then Practic Blade. Well, Practic Blade, I was actually trying out with the new reworked Balladors, which targets foes by Witcher's Wrath, take increased Shatter, or by Frost Pulse. Or will we get, allies in range of Winter's Wrath, Shockwave, and Frost Pulse gain Frost Armor, deal increased damage face weapon, granting these buffs to allies, grant super energy, right? So basically, standing in the Frost Pulse gives me Frost Armor, and then with Frost Pulse, right, I was actually looking at the Ice Flare Bolts with the Frost Pulse, just to kind of like continue to spread the Stasis battlefield domination. But the thing that I was running into, especially when I was using Practic Blade, was even though, yeah, like with the whole set that I was doing, practice blades and slow targets, it was actually taking them out too quickly. So it wasn't actually applying slow just yet. So then I had to, okay, now I gotta take my foot off the gas when it comes to damage. Now I got to pick a weapon that does less damage. So that way everything else can actually work better. So I landed on Aegir Scepter with the Baldador's Wrath, which actually was pretty sick. I love Aegir Scepter. I loved it whenever it first came out, and I still love it to this day. Um, it's one of those like nostalgic feeling weapons to me. Right, once I got my hands on it and just like basically being a Mr. Freeze everywhere, it was fun. Yeah, I was so excited when I finally got my hands on the Catalyst, like long after the seasonal event that dropped it ended, and I that was the first thing that like grinded to unlock for a Catalyst concern. But that was pretty fun. Then last night before I ended up jumping off, well, last night for me, I jumped on. I wanted to see, okay, well, how would Wiccan Implement work with Rhymecoat Raiment? Because with the whole deal, I might end up showcasing this later and make sure. Yep. All right, I saved it last night before I went to bed. Um, because the whole deal with Bolidors is your focus, other than Winter's Wrath, your focus on the Frost Bolts. And the Frost Bolts, right? With the Frost Bolts, I always like to pair Frost Bolts with Ice Flare Bolts because you jump in a pile of enemies, drop your rift, freezes around you, destroy them, and then just the Ice Flare Bolts just scatter everywhere. With Close Count Grenade, just for additional ice flare bolts. This is not the setup that I had for Baldadors. I set this up last night before jumping off because the setup is for Rhymecoat. But I might showcase Baldadors later on in the stream. I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, yeah, last night, so I was thinking about something. Okay, Baldadors, pretty cool. Rhymecoat, right? Rhymecoat I actually want to take a shot at because I think I picked this up a while back. But anyways, I know it's focused on. I don't know if I picked Gunner or if I got Gunner, but either way, I had a grenade buff and I was happy with that because Rhymecoat you got to run Bleak Watcher. You got a choice. Now, problem is, right? I'm torn between running Glacial Harvest or Ice Flare Bolts because I wanted to like freeze everything with the storm, with the icicle turret, with the Bleak Watcher, and then just continue watching the Ice Flare Bolts run around. um, but then I took a closer look at it, and right, Bleak Watcher, it doesn't instantly freeze; it slows. So it needs to have a continuing stack of slow, kind of like Scorch and Ignition. And same here, right? The icicle, the stasis buddy, is going to slow. So, as much as I wanted to run Ice Flare, which I probably still could, it would take too long. The storm would probably end by the time I actually started freezing things. So I'm like, all right, let's go with Glacial Harvest, right? Glacial Harvest being freezing stuff and like freezing targets create stasis shards around frozen targets, higher damage. You guys can read it. While Glacial Harvest is quick, picking up stasis shards grant stacks of frost armor. So I'm getting the DR from the stasis shards that I'm creating from defeating frozen targets, which I get it's still frozen targets, so it really could play off either way. Um, but then I'm like, okay, well, the other downside of why I'm going to opt for Glacial Harvest, more defensive aspect, as opposed to Ice Bolts, is because not that one. Baldadors, right? I looked it up on the Destiny Compendium, and the stuff that it talks about for your allies, so like Shockwaves, okay, it gives increased damage for stasis weapons and gives you frost armor. That applies to yourself as well. Which is actually pretty cool, the fact that I can get instant ×2 stasis weapon surge. Excuse me for just a second. Alright, I'm back. So, anyways, yeah, like I was saying, Bolidorus is pretty cool because, yeah, you drop your Frost Pulse and you get ×2 Stasis Weapon Surge with Frost Armor, and it'll actually go on Destiny Compendium. It goes to max stacks of Frost Armor. Well, max for what you can get. So, I had the DR there, the pretty much the instant, like, almost kind of like Titan's Icefall Mantle. You drop your class ability, and that gives you max stacks of Frost Armor. And then it does tie in with your Rhyme, so that way you can get the 8 stacks of Frost Armor. Right, so you got that really, really good damage resistance. So that's kind of why I opted into Glacial Harvest, is because Glacial Harvest is going to give me that Frost Armor, that automatic Frost Armor, while picking up Station Shards. Like, okay, well, the next thing is I want a source that's going to continue to give me Frost or Station Shards, and that being, you know, kind of going back to Wicked Implement, which I'm going to test today, right? I'm going to probably switch back more between Wicked Implement and Aegir Scepter, see which one actually plays off better. Because Wicked Implement guarantees me a Stasis Shard, which, you know, the Stasis Shard, if I'm focused on generating Stasis Shards, that's going to tie into getting infinite ammo with this thing. And with Conduction, I get, Frost Armor comes straight to me. So I want to play around with this. I want to see, you know, all right, if I drop down the Storm, basically, I think back in the day, they called it the Fortress of Solitude. Drop my Fortress of Solitude and just go to town on with Wicked Implement, get the Station Shards, get the Frost Armor coming back to me, pop my Rift at the same time, right? And just have fun, just play around with it. So, anyways, other aspects running Conduction to get the Station Shards to me, Rhyme to get max access to Frost Armor. I'm running Rending. I did this in my Titan video. Primary Armor Opens, basically Wicked Implement is going to all but one-shot I think it actually does one-shot the Stasis Crystals, which will drop from Rhyme Coat. And then Shard's going to help boost, is going to boost the grenade rate when we pop the crystals. I am thinking, though, pardon me, sorry about debating on, let's see, where is it at? There it is. Defeating slowed or frozen targets grants you class ability energy. Part of the whole Fortress of Solitude that I want to do is when I drop that Fortress, I also want to, if I'm especially low in health, want to drop that Rift, so that way I'm constantly getting health back and getting Bleak Watcher stuff. So yeah, I want to keep this one in mind, because if I'm constantly slowing targets and freezing targets, then I'm going to be constantly getting back class ability energy, which is going to be great. Especially right now, I only have 33 class stat, which I don't like that actually. But uh-oh. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. I had my baby monitor sitting next to me, keeping an eye on my daughter. Yeah, they started crying. But anyways, yeah. Long story short, I want to play around this because the focus is build, slow targets, get back Stasis Shards, and keep the DR up, right? But before we jump in, right, I know my grenade stat is 129. Let's see, can I sacrifice a little bit to give me more class? Oh my goodness, I don't even have this. Yeah, we could definitely get some more class up. Alright, we can get a +10 class right here. Let's see. So, yep. when he calls damage grenades, so that's cool. I want to do this double bolstering detonation because I'm focused on damaging targets with the Bleak Watcher turret. And do I want to run triple? What's my helmet at? What's my helmet got? Because, okay, this has got to switch off to, yeah, this is us focus on the prismatic still. Not prismatic, Praxic Blade still. So, double ash, that's on grenade kills. I'll have to look up and see, does shatter damage count as grenade? But anyways, we'll get the Harmonicon so we get the Ords of Power from Wicked Implement. You know what? Let's look it up real quick. I'm unfortunately on my Xbox, so I can't show what I'm looking up. But let's just pause. Let's just, I say pause. I'm gonna still be on the live stream, but let's pause for a second just to see. Look up the Destiny Compendium. Compendium, if I can spell right, and let's see. Does the shatter damage actually count? Does it count towards grenade stuff? If it does, that'd be awesome. Alright, I'm looking at it right now. Okay, so Stasis Shard, Stasis Crystal, Frost Armor. I wonder if I might look this up later because maybe it's under artifact perks. No, not artifact perks, armor mods. That's the right one. Okay, so helmet. Well, Ash's asset doesn't say. Interesting. Well, here's how we'll circumvent that, right? We'll circumvent that because if it's not guaranteed that grenade kills are gonna, like, the shatter damage doesn't top proc the grenade kills, here's what we'll do instead. Okay, we're gonna do Dynamo, right? One copy Dynamo because I plan on dropping my Rift a lot in the grenades, and we'll do a super font. Let's do that plus 20 for super. Even though we're at 65, so I might actually run a double super. Just gets a plus 40, so we're at least at 84, which is a bit better. And I can actually drop a plus 3 or plus 10 class stat here, get us up to 54. And with that, I'm also going to run bolstering detonation, maybe a third copy, just so I can, my grenades are going to continue to get back class ability energy since I want to set up that fortress. Anything important in here? All right, let's see. We got some armor resistances, ammo generation of stasis weapons. No, thank you. I don't really need that because I'm running all primary. Got my double stasis weapon surge, and this is right here how I'm gonna get. I'm really focusing on getting my armor charge back, his elemental charge. With conduction, I am going to be getting stasis charge tracked back to me, and honestly at the same time getting armor charge, keeping that double stasis surge up on top of my double font, and then anything else I really need armor charge for, which it looks like not much. Not really going to be making a lot of orbs, so let's do class font. That way we can get to, every time we have stasis armor charge, we can be at 74, which I think it's about what it normally needs to be. 70s are what it normally is. So, alright. So let's resave this, overwrite it, so that way we can keep what we got. Armor armor loadout. Focus on like gunners and grenadiers. So we can get that grenade and weapon stat up, and then all my stats are focused on. Well, I say all my stats. Where's that grenade one? Come here. All right, 59 there. Just make sure overhaul. Yeah, I got to keep that one up because that pushes us for 100. All right. Not really much we can do in the artifact mod because we're running a stasis build, so yep. Let's jump into it. I think at first I'm gonna run if I'm gonna launch straight into mission. If not, then I might just do something else. Ooh, Everest Ingram. Oh, of course, that's faster. Alright, what is the next? Speak to Spider. Alright. Well, let's just go talk to Spider real quick. Alright, that'll lead into another mission. Alright. This was my my go-to ghost shell back then. Like I transferred this to I didn't really actually run Titan back in the day. I just ran Hunter and Warlock. And I just transferred the shell between both of them because I love, still do love the shell so much. This shell is just like nostalgia for me. But I'm also liking this Cosmic Graphicum shell with my Warlock just because it makes him look smart and spacey. Even though it has a bunch of hieroglyphs around it. Alright, let's launch him. Just casually float on down. Ah, yes, the famous Warlock jump down. Alright, run around, go to Spider.
What catches your eye?
Recon Shake. Wow, I already have that. Thanks, Spider. Nah, I ain't worried about any of that. Alright, what's up next? Up next, speaking to Rix. Speaking to Rick Cactus here. I totally wonder if that was intentional. Speaking to that's Rilix. Never mind. Don't mind my eyeballs that can't see. They should have named him Rix though. That'd have been hilarious. Alright, now looking for the Spicer. Wonder, do I have the credits? Ah! I'll get you one day, Helmet. That helmet is making me want to play Strand again on my Warlock, which I probably need to actually finish unlocking. Because, you know... I'm waiting for the day that they decide to, hopefully, maybe, one day, make it to where, you know, you could just buy the Strand stuff with Glimmer like they did with Stasis. But, you know, they probably won't. Alright. And Going down. Wait, where did it go? I didn't catch that. Oh, go back to the cantina. Let's just dig our way into the ground, right? Dig our way into the cantina, because that makes perfect sense. Alright, let's keep on going. I forget how much stinking talking there is in this campaign. Thank you for your smart have. Alright, next. Aid syndicates by completing jobs on Mars and Venus. Alright, here we go. Now we can actually do some stuff. Thank you for your patience. What you guys think? Mars or Venus first? Alright, never mind. To Venus. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Expert. We don't run things on normal. Ooh, giving us Brawler. Okay. Sword and regenerates over time, and Solar Surge. Nah, no Station Surge. Oh well, it's alright. Wouldn't be authentic now, would it? Alright. Now we can run some of those actual missions to test to see, is this build actually going to work? Or is it just a dookie?
6 didn't mince words. Someone will die if I don't follow what fate laid out for me. Now that Blue's tinkered up, she's going whole hog on that Imperium data. Encryption's a pile, though. It's gonna take time.
We will reveal the conspiracy surrounding the Imperium and the Nine. This Bale. Did you know him?
Not personally, but the dredgings, that's my baggage. I'll clean it up. First we gotta make good on our deal with the Pikers.
Alright.
The Vanguard may admonish
Alrighty.
us, but they understand the necessity of our actions.
Yeah, let's actually get, now that we're done with the tutorial, wishing
Do you trust
for the
these
frontier.
Pikers?
Now we can use the real ones. Alright, I'm still keep revitalized, because I want that emergency oh crap button. What's recon taking? Let's do the drop pod. Who am I kidding? We're doing the drop pod, just because it's the drop pod. Alright, here we go. Alright, just rhyme coat remit. Focus on getting stasis shards. We can implement stasis shard generator, glacial harvest, and bleak watcher. Alright, let's see how it goes. One last thing. Does it...
Your Vex target shouldn't be far.
Precision hits become slow. Okay.
Reformation of the conductor's cohort, no?
Yeah. Dropped out of her control. Traded in that cozy collective for slick threads. Their boss owes me. In cards, among other things.
What? Alright. Got the storm. Got the...
Guardian, your quarry.
Dang, look at that! Look at that super build up.
Let's push.
Dang! Y'all see that? Everybody, grenade back up. Goon! Oh yeah, I forgot the catalyst gives me headstone too. And I got that class leather back up. Oh, you know what? I'm doing the super. Going Gandalf. Alright, where's give me corner? Now I'm going Gandalf. Alright, Gandalf's over. Get Gandalf back quick. Yeah, go. I gotta even reload once. Woo-hoo! I have seen why everyone loves this build so much. And those are frozen, so those basically get the one shot. Dang! And Super's back already! Super is back already! What the heck? Oh my gosh. Just, yeah, pop all those, pop all those. And get the chatter, get the chatter, get the chatter, get the chatter. Boom! There we go. And the fact too that station shards are also going to give you back melee ability, melee energy. Like, oh jeez, I just realized Super back 2 again. Super's back 2 again. I mean, like, I don't feel like I need like the. Well, no, that's okay. Actually, I can't say I don't feel like I need the whatchamacallit, the healing rift, because I'm getting all the healing orbs right now. Look at those station shards. And yep, there's Pity again. Goodness gracious. Hold still. Do that 14-4. Oop, not 14-4.
Don't let this obsession drive you
Dang.
into a trap.
That
What the nine
is
say
insane.
Is not absolute.
I didn't even keep track. I'll have to go back and watch the replay of this because I didn't even keep track of the buffs. Like armor chart. When I looked for a second, we still had full stack. We had a full stack of what's it? Armor charge and full stacks of frost armor, and somehow we're amplified.
There is a deeper truth to uncover. Give me time.
All right, fortress. This is, I think, why I like rending too, because that just like I'm getting stasis crystals for on headstone because of the catalyst with the element, and yeah. Drop one right here. My word. Alright, that's wave 1 of 4. Where's anybody else at? Are they underneath me? They're probably underneath me. Oh no, they're right here. Hello! Missed that one. I think it's like the first time that I didn't have my grenade ready on the map. shatter. Yep. I just realized my, I just realized the radar scrambled. Which means I want to get into an open spot. Right here, shooting, yep. There they are. And let's... drop right here. Little fortress. That way I have at least someone pushing me. Get out of here. He just fell to the ground because he froze. Ah, you're the one shooting me. Didn't even need the super. This build is insane. Now, next bit, I want to see, especially how fast we're getting super back. Unfortunately, if I can't really try right now, because if I try to... Now, I want to see how Aegis works next. Because Aegis is, like, ridiculous about getting things frozen. Alright, got the Wyvern. Okay, we're going for the super. Goodness gracious, you see that? You saw how much health that chunked off? Get out of here. And just the fact that we have the infinite ammo too. Like that's probably one of the things I love about Wicked Implement. Is it pairs so well. Because especially with Glacial Harvest and like all the things from the Stasis Shard generator from both of them, actually all three classes, is that there's no cooldown. Alright, this is the part where I'm struggling a bit. Alright, we got a super. Let's go for the super route. Like, I think the thing that I wish is that it would, like, in this, like the Stasis Shard is giving health back. Right? Like, I wish, there was a mod back in the day that, like, picking up a Stasis Shard or like an elemental pickup would be treated as picking up an orb, which you could stack with like the health regeneration orb. So every time you picked up an orb of power, you got a little bit of health back. If that mod still existed today, where like a Stasis Shard was treated as an orb of power, this build would be absolutely stinking ridiculous. Like, because you saw how much Stasis Shard we were generating, right? In that way, but how did I do that? My hand shifted, and threw out my grenade. Great. Anyways, y'all saw how much Stasis Shard I was making, right? And of course. And now I'm stoked.
They're just in our way. The real fight's with the Imperium.
Something for us to look forward to.
shatter. Nope, need the shatter. That may have no opportunity to switch over to Ager's back there with the heavy block test. I'm not gonna get trapped. Not today, sir. Alright. Alright, let's get Fortress up. We're also gonna need that Rift up, so at least get a little bit of health back. A little bit of health, a little bit of health. Peace. Oh, dang it, why'd I do that? No, this one is good. Thank you. Saw that quick switch over. Come on. Will you please stop trying to freeze me? Not freeze me, trap me. Finally, got the first wave down. Come on, come on. Back at source of healing on this gun is skill clip. I picked this up from Zer a few weeks ago. It has healing, heal clip, and toe clip. Hacking that. Destroy that. Hey, apparently gets trapped again. Alright. Hack this. Getting really sick and tired of this thing trapping me. First time I've had to actually reload. Oh, it's not that one? Oh, you mean actually, deal damage with the boss again? There we go. the rest of these ads real quick. Sorry, I've gone pretty quiet. I'm focused. It has been a very long and stressful week for me, so I'm like, I'm very fully process one thing at a time right now. You know what? You get the stasis turret, and I'll get the healing turret. How about that? There, now we can share. You can stop hitting me! And pop. There we go. Alright, like, boss dead. That means you stop shooting, right? Right. Good. Thank you. Hey! You're still alive. Why? Ugh. Alright, well, as far as, like, crowd control goes, and, like, getting damage resistance, this build is stinking amazing about it. As far as, like, boss damage goes, that... Shift my hand. I keep shifting my hand. As far as boss damage goes, this build is a little bit lacking. A little bit lacking. I'll be honest, it's a little bit lacking. So yeah, there's that. But, you know, yeah, give and take.
Hey, Spider. Our weapons ready.
Right, because see now in this part right here, I'm pretty sure that this is the major, like, crowd control section, which... The downside of this, though, is, too, like, if you do end up running out of your grenade, like, in ways to proc it, like, at least, you know, the thing I like about, especially running Wicked Implement, is that with the Catalyst, it gives me Headstone. So, since I'm already looking for precision hits with this gun anyways, to slow targets, and then, like, proc everything else, that's gonna give me, let's finish it real quick. Right, I'm looking to get precision hits, so I can, you know, help continue the loop on. Right, with the Vex, it's kind of a bit harder to get precision hits because they're stinking in their chest. So you know what? We're gonna pull that slightly different from the boss. There we go. Huh, I just thought of something. Wonder if there is a fragment that I could swap in, possibly swap in, for... Because there's, since I'm constantly getting frost armor, and I am definitely taking damage. Well, there is a fragment I could swap in. I'm pretty sure I can't remember what the name of it is, but I saw it that while you have frost armor, while you take damage, you can get your grenade back. Which clearly is what I'm doing right now. Like, I have frost armor on. I don't think there's, like, a time really I haven't had frost armor. And I'm like, yeah, I'm straight taking damage. Like, non-stop. Truck pod! Ooh! Did you all see that special that popped out? Well, that special ammo that I could be swapping the Aegir Scepter for right now, that I'm not. Because I'm in the middle of getting my butt shot. Yeah, we'll finish this mission with Aegir Scepter, and the next mission we'll swap out to... Or, we'll finish this mission with Wicked, and next mission we'll swap out to Aegir's. See you later. Oh, I'm gonna be really mad if I die. Like, I've flawless this entire mission so far. If I die now, I'll be mad. Get me out of the hole! No! Another plane's here, I'm trying to get out of the plane. Get me on the plane! Thank you. Goodness gracious. Hey, you know what? That was a flawless test. Oh, sure, my back out. Alright, just watch the plane take off, and cool. So, review from that, right? Rhinecoat raiment. Holy crap. Like, that was awesome. That was incredible. I'll be honest. When I started focusing on my Titan and my Hunter, I unfortunately left my Warlock off to the side, which I hate because I love playing Warlock. Warlock was the actual first character that I played on Destiny 2. And like, I love my Warlock. I love Warlock and I love Stasis. And for some reason, I just have not given the due diligence to try out Rhinecoat raiment. Right? So, you know, finally get the chance to try it. That was incredible. Like, that's all I can say. That was incredible. Definitely glad I paired up with Wicked Implement, just because even though the boss damage wasn't there, and like the instant like huge DPS wasn't there, the constant stasis shards from, you know, Glacial Harvest giving me basically infinite ammo. I think I only actually manually reloaded this gun twice in that entire mission. I think it ended up being twice. Yeah, I think it was a total of twice that I actually manually reloaded this weapon. Especially Tithing Harvest, destroying Stasis crystals, landing precision bomb bullets, create Stasis Shard returns you, collecting Stasis Shards. That last line. The Stasis Shard returns you, and collecting Stasis Shards refills the magazine, right? That applies to any single Stasis Shard that you create, not just this, you know, the state from Tithing Harvest. And then getting
to the celestial bodies of
what's it? Headstone to proc grenade, and then collect Stasis Shards gradually overflows the magazine. Like I said, I think I only actually manually reloaded that gun twice, which absolutely amazing. Now, what I want to try, how would I change this from here?
I offer physicality.
Oh, I forgot Eric's just talking.
I offer warmth. I offer taste. I offer glimmer. I offer tithes. I mastered the hive. I am not supplicating myself to a stranger in order to communicate. I do not need an emissary. Why do you refuse me? Communion attempt.
Because you're weird.
Number 35. I begin.
Alright. So, some after game reviews, right? Boss DPS for this, it's not fully there. Okay, Wicked Implement, not that great. I think one of the reasons why I rolled with this during my Titan build is because I had the DPS option there for Stasis Consecration, right? Howl of Storm. So I had that back row long range option, right? Which, again, Wicked Implement, it's a scout rifle. It's not going to deal like ridiculous amount of damage like other weapons would. But it does, benefit from the constant stasis shards being generated. So there is that going for this build, right? Bleak Watcher, okay? Have to run that because of Rhyme Coat. Now, I mentioned it quickly. Oh, Healing Rift is the thing I want to talk about. Is the fact that, Healing Rift is unfortunately not that great when these Lawless Frontiers because of the fact that we don't get that normal health regeneration back, right? They've modified that, so we don't get that normal Healing Rift. Now, do we still get healing from things like Healing Rift, Restoration, Cure, the Heal Clip, stuff like that? Yeah, you do. It's just not as much as normal. So when running Lawless Frontiers, we do have to keep that in mind. Which is why, which is why right now I'm focusing so heavily on DR, damage resist, which we get a ton from Glacial Harvest picking up Frost Armor. Now, the thing I would want to probably switch out of this build, I think I want to keep on Conduction. I've always liked Conduction. It's always been a headache to me to run and get the Station Shards, especially if we keep... especially if we keep... Wicked Implement on. I want to keep those Station Shards coming to me because that's continual Frost Armor as well. Rhyme, I need that max stack. Rhyme, and let me pull up Destiny Compendium real quick. With Whisper of Rhyme, that's Strand, not Stasis. Move my phone off to the side that I have sitting in front of me. Alright, with Whisper of... Actually, Frost Armor itself grants 6.25% up to 31.25 damages with 5 stacks for 9 seconds. With Whisper of Rhyme, we get up to 50% DR, right? And it lasts up to 13 seconds. Well, I have held on to this. Oh, that's right. So one of my students told me about something. I gotta go back and go and check it real quick. Might take a break and jump to the tower. Not take a break in live stream, but show the cases actually. One of the armor sets I've actually held onto and benefits of playing Warlock and then sending Warlock off to the side is that I didn't go and delete a lot of the old armor sets from initial Edge of Fate launch. Is I still have Smoke Jumper's boots, which Power is going to give me that brief armor resistance. So I got that go for me, and I actually got 2 of them. Got a helmet and I've got a boot, which is good. In a Grenadier, which is what I'm wanting. But the next mission I want to run, I want to try Aegir Scepter. Because Aegir Scepter does actually put out a bit more DPS. And defeating, where's it at? I think it's right here. Stasis Final Blows transfer ammo to this weapon from the magazine from reserves. Right, so we should essentially continually have that continual ammo flowing back in. And yeah, I want to see how it goes with this build. Because, especially for the fact of the higher damage output. Right? But first, I want to check out something that I was told benefits of the job that I work in is one of it's just for the next couple months, but one of the people that I work with also plays Destiny, and he ended up telling me about something that might be in the tower. He checked it out and he told me about it. I haven't validated it myself yet, but we're gonna do that right now. So allegedly, and if you're in the comments, let me know if it's true or not, right? Allegedly, Saint 14 is selling the old Edge of Fate stuff. So like all the old armor sets. I think I even asked him like like in retrograde. And we're gonna go see if that's true. That's the rumor. That's the rumor right now. I haven't proved it true myself, but that is the rumor right now. Is how true is this? So on our way into the tower, just looking at my computer real quick, checking on messages. Still one person in the stream there. But we got messages. Anyways. Just getting a quick drink of coffee real quick as we're on our way into the tower. Because if I had the time today, I might do one more test of Rhyme Coat with Eggers, and then switch over to Baltadors to see. I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's right, Saints this way. I don't run trials, so I am not, nor have I ever been a guy that likes PvP. Like it's just any of the games that I play, even beyond Destiny. Which I know that I feel like it's a cuss word, saying you play games beyond Destiny and you make videos for Destiny. Yeah, yes, I play video games beyond Destiny. I just don't like PvP games. All right, it's just me. Anyways, hello, Saint feeding the pigeons.
I will listen to the strange word. Welcome to the
Pastor
trials
Charles,
of Saint 14. No.
I was gonna hear him talk because he's pretty
come
cool.
to take part
I'll
in
give
the
him that.
Trials of Osiris, have you not? To be formed
No.
into a blade of the light, I will help you achieve. This is not Shax's crucible, friend. Saladin's wolves are nowhere to be held in my arena. Here you will fight together, or you will fail. We are pressed from all sides. This is nothing new. Between Rasputin's guns and my training, you will become a beacon of the light. Shine bright. Soon, the darkness will have no shadows left to hide in.
I wish they did more with him. Well, what do you know? Is this what? Robe of the Exile. Well, he is selling gear, that's for sure. But doesn't look like anything that random perks is uncommon. Okay, that's different seasonal stuff. That's not okay. So I will have to go back and tell him later that this is not. Is that the dinosaur head? That's the dinosaur dragon head, bruh. Wow. Okay. Well, regardless, unfortunately, I will have to go back and tell the guy that I work with that Saint is not selling stuff like that.
I wish you well.
Saint is not selling the
I have seen
old
Warlock's
gear
and
from Edge of Fate,
I am
which
glad
stinks
mine-
because, like, come on. Like, Mint Retrograde, even after the nerf, is still a good gun, right? But the problem is, Bungie's kind of taken away the way to get it. So, like, and I thought I saw a video where, like, then Hawthorne was selling it. So, we're here. Might as well go check, right? Might as well go check to see, is Hawthorne selling it? Raids. Quests. Another tab. Consumables. Yeah, nope. Well, let's see. Ferropotent. Yeah, no. Hawthorne's not selling it either. Dang! Well, hopefully one of these days Bungie will add back in like ways to get the old armor gear, stuff like that. Oh, Zer's here. Hello, Zer. I have 7 straight points. What are you selling today? Alright, you got Frosties, you got Homunculus, Synthoceps, Aberrant Leap, Geomag. Geomag was the thing back in the day, man. Necrotic, Glass Item. We got the Monarch, Deathbringer, Prospector, Tractor Cannon, Crimson, Hawkmoon with Quick Draw. Got Ingram. Got legendary weapons. Let's see. I one of these days when I have the time, I will look into like specific like combination perks for like these legendary weapons. I right now just do not have the time between my job and family life and stuff like that. But one of these days I will. But I mean, I am gonna recognize like some good combos. Like, you know, easy one for Void is like destabilizing rounds and repulsor brace, right? Great for on-demand overshield, stuff like that. What question you got for me, Banshee? You ain't questioned me in a long time. Okay. Anyways. Oh, yeah, that's right. Banshee sells guns too. What do you got, Banshee? You got Keep Away, Well-Rounded. Perfect Glow Swashbuckler. Fragile Focus Surrounded. Left from Gold. Oh, we got a Flash Counter. What we got here? Burst Guard. High Resistance, Low Endurance. Energy Transfer. Receiving damage change class ability. And Flash Counter. Very nice. Drain. Rose. Multi-Mac. Compass Rose. Anyways. Alright. So... Oh, that's right. And it's a new week, so let's see if I'm able to pick up the stuff from Zavala. Just knock out the errand while we're here, right?
Good to have you back.
It's not flashing. Oh, hey! Ferropotent! Oh! Wild and the Wild does increase reload speed for the bottom half of the magazine and Suros stuff. What do we got? I'll tell you, we got a bunch of stuff we gotta delete eventually. Or we can infuse right now. Where's it? Right there. Let's infuse real quick. Try to free up some space. Nope. Don't delete the old stuff. Rope until we get rid of that one. Hesitant to delete something that is tier 4. Just because I haven't gotten to the tier 5 stuff on the Warlock yet. But I can get rid of Bulwark. Get rid of that one. It's alright. There we freed up some space. Now, next thing, well, Arsenal credit from rank 10 of the seasonal hub weekly reward. Well, I gotta look into that then. It's always been unlocked for me. I don't understand. I'll look at that up later. I don't have many tier 5s on my Warlock. So, is this the account? No, I'll think about it. I might get another tier 5 my Hunter because I know you only get one on your whole account per week. But anyways, what's this right here? Huh? Oh, anyways. All right. Seasonal hub. Vinegar arsenal carefully with one weapon. Okay. Interesting. That's what all those tokens have been this whole time. And all these rewards I've just had sitting here. Oops. Which I think is all the rewards. Pass, yep. Alright. So what we got? We still got to do Mars, which is gonna be good because we'll run Mars, and at the same time we will go ahead and test Aegir Scepter. But you know, we always do things on the hard way. And cool, so no lower ammo generation stuff. So alright, let's run it. Oh dang it. I think I just ran that on normal. Yep, looking at the playback and it's on normal. Dang it. Yeah, watching it right now on the playback. Oh wait, no, it's on expert. We're good. Should be good. Anyways, yeah. So, did that whole Venus round with Weakness Limit, so now we're going to try it out with Aegir Scepter. Right, to see, you know, how does it play off, right? Is Weakness Limit better? Because, you know, like I said earlier in the build, or in the live stream, that this build, like, generates stasis shards like crazy, which does synergize pretty well. Oh, that's what I was going to look at. Okay, so since we're not running a primary ammo weapon, then I want to trade off Rending for Torment. Because what that's going to do is, right, since we're constantly generating stasis shards, since we're constantly getting the stasis shards tracked to us and having consistent frost armor up, then, because the problem of the last round is there were instances that I didn't have that grenade up. So hopefully, right, since we're not using a primary ammo weapon anymore, since we're using Aegir Scepter as opposed to Wicked Implement, I can use Torment to help give me grenade energy back while I have frost armor, right? So that's what we're going to try out, right? Now, something I noticed last time. Hey, cool. Okay, so upgraded Imperium Dropout does give me a special limit, which is nice to know. Alright, so I want to do this. I'm going to swap out, even though it's going to put it to 85 as opposed to 105. I want to get that special ammo finder on just because I got Aegir's on, I got that special on, so
Commander,
I want to be careful.
how's the city holding up?
We're at the mercy of micro-phenomena happening across the world. Matter transmutating, air turning to toxic.
Goes back to Frost Pulse.
We're running containment. I suspect it'll continue until the emissary and Eris Morn can tell us what Bind the Nine truly means.
Alright. Oh, we started. I didn't hear the landing animation. Ooh, it's at night. Alright, there's Frost Armor. Times 2. Alright, do we gotta climb up the side? Looks like it. Hmm. That special ammo? Not special. Revive token. Okay. That's not bad. And the good news is, at least with testing Jaegers right now, if worst case, I need to switch off to... Oh, you're a big boy. Here, have a drop pod. That's gonna keep the main down. Drop the... Hey! Alright, well, I can definitely say I feel like I'm getting my grenade back quicker, that's for sure. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so I just noticed that, like, the icicle is kind of like the Arc Buddy from what's it? Arc. Well, Arc. That if you exit the rift, or in this case, exit the storm, that your icicle will stay on you for a couple seconds. That's good to know. Oh, hello. I have not actually used those catalysts before. That is awesome. That's fun. Yeah. Deleting that. That was straight up deletion. Gosh, I love stasis. Ooh, I'm almost out of ammo. I gotta be careful. There's some special ammo right here. Thank you. And more right here. Thank you. Capture zones. I'm sitting here like just going to town, just taking enemies. I'm thinking it's like a sit on the Vex trap thing. Nope. And there's another one. How many we got left? Two more? Two more on that. I think the other thing, I almost wonder too, right, if the whole reason, like, even like the last time, because the first time, like when I was running Wicked Implement, like, especially on the boss, it was doing some solid damage. Like, on the first route, wait a bit, until the boss disappeared. But then you go through Ozen, and yeah, now all of a sudden it's doing, you know, garbage damage. And I was trying to figure out why, and I think I finally just realized that it's because of the Lawless Frontier aspect, is that they will increase in damage as, you know, it goes on. So it's probably that the damage was doing okay. It was just, it wasn't holding up in comparison, right? That's alright. Goodness gracious. Okay, that's all the red bars. Oh, because we're spawn camping right now, that's why. Go ahead and delete that. That's a Gloriosa behemoth. That makes us out of ammo. Which is alright, because we got that ammo generator. And we just dropped another one. So, we got some. Here, you have that. Precision shot right in the eyes. Goodness, that dog. Why do I always really like these heavyweight dogs? That's not nice. Alright, get our stasis shards. Now we have frost armor. And if we start taking damage again, we will start getting grenades back. I gotta take this into the firing range to test, because I did not check to see is Torment actually helping us, or is it not doing it, because I feel like there's other fragments I could put on in place of Torment to help with that grenade boost. But I mean, well, I think it actually was helping, because even when I was over there, that I was getting my grenade back pretty quick, right? And I was surrounded. Now, granted, I wasn't really losing health, which is nice, but I was surrounded. I was actually taking decent amount of damage, which I got my grenade back pretty quick. So, alright, so gotta keep in mind on that. And that's the other struggle with, even like when it comes to a special limit, right? It does deal more damage, like, because I was pretty much melting those, like, Glorioso walkers. But I still gotta be careful, right?
I hear your concern, Mom.
Because if I just sit here and just unload, like, a Scepter on top of the Glorioso, I'm gonna run out of ammo. So, alright. Let's see. And, you know, something I sort of like about Raincoat is the fact that it does have an offensive defensive form. Right? If I want to be defensive, I'll just sit here, drop a rift in a normal mission, like that overshield that's generating right now at slower than a snail, would be like pretty maxed out by now. But, you know, Lawless Frontier, you know, that's alright. But if I, like, that's the more like the defensive part. You know, sit in the storm, get an icicle, so I got health flow, frost armor, so I got. Oh look, I got it back up. So Torment is helping. But on the other side, right, if I wanted to go offensive, right, let me just show it right here. Charge grenades, chuck it at you, and now you have a stasis turret in your face. Really probably would have been better if I had it up there, but, you know, it's alright. You get some frost armor? You got some frost armor? Alright, cool, now shoot me. Hit me! Hey, I'm just taking those hits. Frost armor is by far the best damage you get me. By far. I'm only running the I was only running my auto rifle only because I'm wanting to get the my Aegir Scepter ammo back up. Come on, hit me! Hit me! You got 2 more seconds to hit me. Come on. Alright, now it's time for that. You know what? Pop the super. See, and right here is where I struggle, because on making the decision. Because I love the fact that I can get frost armor, like, and stasis shards like nobody's business. Right, just printing stasis shards, essentially. But then at the same time, I struggle with the fact that, you know, swapping out for, like, ice flare bolts, where, like, I am consistently freezing everything that exists. And then, like, even right now, with just, you know, just how the build is. And I know the defensive aspect of it to help get, like, keep grenade up, keep abilities up, keep damage resistance up, stuff like that. But then also at the same time, if I'm running ice flare bolts, like, everything on that map, like, when I pop my super, destroying a frozen target, everything on that map would have been frozen. Everything. So I struggle with that. But, you know, that's also kind of, you know, the beauty of the game, is find a build that works for you. Alright, let's go in Ager's time. I gotta say, that melee's putting in some work. Even though I haven't invested in it, really put in some work. I think the other thing that might be helping with Torment too is, like, I'm dropping my Storm right in the middle, popping my Rift to at least keep a somewhat steady health generation up, and then just going to town with Aegers. Which I'm just, like, check out the Frost Armor timer, right? It's staying up. Like, it's not going down whatsoever. And I just threw it, like, even 5 seconds ago, and I already got another one off. So, here, now I have one, you have one. Okay, now we're freaking in from both sides. And now I'm gonna pop my... Dang! It was a power move right there. Double Bleak Watcher, like, sitting right on top of the enemy, he's almost like strongholding him. And throw one in front, throw one behind, pop the super. You got 6 stasis crystals right there, and then just instant shatter damage. And that boss was, like, chunky. He was chunky boy. I cannot say how much I love stasis. I gotta do more stasis. I gotta play stasis more often. Alright, let's go to the next objective. I will say though, like, Aegers is actually putting in the work today. More than Wicked Implement. Like, don't get me wrong, Wicked Implement was doing pretty good with, you know, it synergizes beautifully with the constant stasis shards that were dropping from, you know, Rhymecoat alone. But but it was lacking that damage that Aegers can put out. Right? If you saw, like, if you were watching towards the beginning of the mission, right, you saw how much, like, I was melting those walkers. So, let's do it again. Right? Like the melee. Okay. I gotta crouch here, reload, and never mind, we're just gonna go ahead and just have to work the way up the hill.
It's gotta be what's powering this new tech.
Is he immune? He's not immune, but he's frozen, which means I can lay into him. No, 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 no. That's the other thing too, like, that's the, I mean, the melee right there too, which is, you know, I gotta look to see did the melee receive a buff, because I do not remember it being hitting that hard. I'll be perfectly honest. Alright, well. And just bounce between the two. Get the laser dropping on you. Oh, all right. Well, at least you dropped the crystal there. Alright, let's go and drop the healing up, at least get a little bit of healing back. And... boom! I do remember the days when this super was terrible. But now it's doing good now. It is very much doing good now. Can I drive these? I cannot drive them. That'd been fun. yeah, oh man, this is right in the field. Right in the field. I just can't stop saying that. I love Stasis Simba. It is probably by far my #1 favorite subclass. Pair that up with Aegir Scepter, like probably my favorite weapon in the entire game. Like, don't get me wrong, the builds that I put out on my channel, they are fun. I love them. Right? I love playing, but you just got that one build that you always go back to, right? On my I gotta, and this just makes me, I gotta go back and look into my Hunter build for Stasis, because I had a build that I ran, and I've forgotten about it, to be honest. I haven't played it in a while, but yeah, it's nostalgia. It's straight up nostalgia for me. Yeah, me that antenna. Come on, drop a few. You want a laser? Have a laser. I said have a laser. Oh, just short it off. Alright, let's go ahead and pick up all the special ammo so we can be fully stocked going into this. Make sure all of our weapons are fully loaded. Alright, let's get more special ammo over there.
Especially on Mars. The universe
Alright.
seemed simpler, though survival has remained a temporary condition.
It's not like you to sound nostalgic, sir.
I remember that cameo too. Him saying that, like, first time I went, I think the second, I didn't miss it the first time. The second time I went through, I caught that cameo of early days of D2. Yeah.
Your ride's heading out to you. We'll get you out.
I guess I'm feeling nostalgic, whether I wanted it or
Me
not.
too, Zavala.
And I really have
Me
a
too.
spare moment. Those early strikes on the Martian frontier were a highlight of my career, Guardian. Just wanted you to know. Relax. You're not being
Arm the
disciplined.
bomb.
You made it interesting to be your commander.
Interesting. And I think the good news, like, with running this build, with running it with Aegers, is, compared to Wicked Implement, is I don't have to worry about getting precision hits. Unlike what I did with Wicked, right? Because Wicked... Did I arm that bomb? Maybe not. With Wicked, I had to get precision hits to keep some of the station shards going with the tone build, right? But with this, it's melting everything. The dad jokes to me are like cringing right now because I'm saying melting while I'm freezing everything. Come on, survive, survive, survive. And alright, there's 3. Night Owl, get out of here. There's 2 explosives. Alright, so if we're getting, like, stasis shards from freezing everything... Ah, we're out of it. Why'd I hit that? Yep, we already got 150. Where are you going? That's so cheeky. That's like that's an Overwatch move right there. I'm just gonna sit in the spawn camp. I'm gonna sit in the spawn where you can't touch me and just poke my gun out so I can shoot you. Like, that's so dirty. Who wrote this game? One last hit before we go. One last hit before we go. Alright. Time to go. Maybe not. Like, you know, let's just see some real quick, right? Let's see some real quick. I got frost armor up. Hit me. Hit me. Hey, there you go. Okay, yeah. Torment, put in the word. Because like every, like y'all saw how much it jumped up with how much it I had frost armor on. Every time they hit me, you saw how much grenade jumped up. It's just too much fun. Alright, it's an endless wave right now. It is an endless wave right now because... Oh no, I ran out of ammo on my actual auto rifle. Where'd big boy go? Here's big boy. Goodness gracious. That catalyst is like ripping. Like, the drop ships here, I'm just like having fun just tearing everything up. There's something there's something satisfying about watching stasis shards and stasis shard frozen enemies explode. I don't know what it is. There's just something satisfying about it. Something satisfying about watching things explode. In game, not in real life. I think I might just go ahead and jump on the ship there because I'm about out of ammo anyways. So, alright, it's been fun tearing you guys up, Paul. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump on back on my ship. Ah, here you go. Let's get our rewards and then do some review real quick. I'm loving that. I love that Star Wars music tie-in.
Guardian found an expired ghost.
I don't know what I don't know what your opinion is on
Physical
you know,
damage,
Destiny running the
The light is
like Destiny doing
completely
a
absent
collab
from the
between for
ghost
Star Wars,
shell.
but I'm loving it.
Commander,
Too convenient not to be a weapon. Track down
All right,
what the
so super review real
Imperium is
quick.
doing. Put a stop to their
All right,
operation.
so
The city awaits your return, Guardian.
Commander.
sorry,
I
you're
know
shifting
you have a
around my
lot to
chair.
handle back home. Are you
All right.
alright?
Review real quick,
Indeed.
okay?
Just
Aegir Scepter.
checking in on old friends while I can.
Wow. All right, that's all I can say is wow. Putting in the, like Aegir Scepter, it's special ammo weapon, so it's already going to deal more damage than Wicked Implement will, being a primary ammo weapon. But the comparison, like, and just the fact that Aegir's just freezing literally everything, no reduction in station shard production, that's for certain. Like absolutely, you know, pun intended, melting everything. Yeah, just wow. Also gotta say, slapping on Torment with Aegir Scepter on, since we're not worried about having a primary ammo boost to destroy station shards. Slapping on Torment, good call. Alright, I right there at the end of that mission, I'm like, you know what, let's see what happens. Put up some frost armor, I just sat there, didn't fire my weapon, let everyone shoot me, and yeah. And grenade came back like that. So Torment, very good call. You know, popping shards, that needs no explanation, right? The whole focus of the build is to get grenade back quick. So I mean, just comparison real quick. You know, just kind of have to realize something. Cold Snap has a longer cooldown than Duskfield, which, yeah, I don't gotta have Cold Snap on. I can have Duskfield on. Duskfield for the cooldown. Oh, that's funny. I just noticed the artwork. Duskfield showcases a Hunter, Cold Snap showcases a Warlock, and Glacier showcases a Titan. That's kind of funny, actually. It shows you what they initially had in mind. Which I think way back when, like, when Beyond Light was brand new, Duskfield, like, there was a whole Hunter Duskfield grenade build where you just sat in your Duskfield grenade and got frost armor and damage resistance. It was pretty good. I don't think, as much as I would love to slap on Ice Flare bolts, I don't know if I'm going to, because of the stasis shards. Right, the stasis shards is like it's putting a lot of work. It's doing a lot of things. One, it's with the frost armor, which while we have the frost armor and torments on, we're gonna get grenade back every time we're shot. Okay. And also stasis shards are gonna give us melee energy, which that melee is doing a whole lot more damage than I thought it would, or I think that it used to, and that's only at 50 melee stat, and it was like one-shotting stuff, which is ridiculous. So yeah, I think I'm gonna keep Glacial Harvest on. As much fun as it would be to have Ice Flare bolts on, I'm gonna keep it on. Because as much fun as Ice Flare bolts would be, just because you know, if you're watching the live stream at all, you see how much I'm freezing stuff. How much stuff is getting just not slow but frozen, and then just shattering them instantly. Like, I don't think the Ice Flare bolts ever stop. So I'm tempted. I am very much tempted to put Ice Flare bolts on. The thing is with it, though, I have to then figure out a way to keep grenade up, because this is my primary way of getting frost armor, is Glacial Harvest. Alright. You know, obviously conduction would go away because we wouldn't be focused on generating stasis shards anymore. Torment might have to go away. Ryan, like, the whole setup would have to change. So, something to think about. Something I gotta think about. But I will say, as far as darkness subclasses are concerned, Stasis is still, in my opinion, superior to Strand. You know, because also for the fact, right? I mean, you have Strand, like, if you compare the aspects, right? Or fragments to all the subclasses, like, Strand, I think, is, like, the only one that doesn't have, like, game-breaking ability. Like, okay, you know, Threat of Mind, defeating suspended targets grants class ability energy. Overpower grants Robo Mail. Grenades get, or dealing damage grants grenade damage. That's pretty good. Generation's pretty good. All the effects last longer. You know, peeking into, like, how much I have not played Strand on my Warlock. Damaging targets with Tangles grants melee. You know, this one, I think you auto-unlock if you're a hunter, but after a grenade ability, it reloads to quick weapon. Finishers create threadlings. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, Strand is good, which is ironic that in even the campaign, he says, you know, it's good in the right context. And I agree with that sentiment. It's good in the right context. I know Warlock's primary focus is, like, to make threadlings, which I have to go back and look more into my Strand for Warlock, but, like, compare the aspects of Strand, or the fragments of Strand, to, like, the fragments of everything else. Like you have Solar, right? Solar, you're focused on applying Scorch, getting health back, you know, spreading, you know, explosions everywhere. You know, Arc. I mean, Arc, I would argue, you know, between the light subclasses, yeah, it has, like, the less game-breaking fragments, right? But it's still good, right? The right setup, it's good. Void, same exact thing, right? You're focused on, you know, exploding everything and, like, just constantly having devouring, getting grenades up. Stasis, freezing everything, which also goes back to my old argument before I was even content creator of that each light subclass has its opposite darkness subclass, which just makes it feel wrong, the fact that we do not have a sixth darkness subclass. Because obviously, you know, even just looking at the fragments of how they work, you know, spreading status, right? Spreading frozen, spreading slow, spreading scorch, spreading ignitions, right? They're opposites of each other. You know, the aspects, you know, I think with both Arc and Strand, the primary power comes from the aspects, right? Not exactly the fragments. The fragments just kind of boost what you have in the fragment, or in the aspects, right? Same exact thing here. Okay? The power comes from, the main power of the Strand comes from the aspect, and the fragments boost it. So, technically speaking, we do not have an opposite Void, which stinks. But I digress. But anyways, all that to say, you know, I'm really, really liking Rhymeco. I'm thinking I'm going to keep Aegir Scepter on. I might play around with this a little bit longer on another time, or on my own time, you know, behind the scenes, to see is Glacial Harvest worth trading off for Ice Slayer Bolts? Because if you go back at all the live stream, check out the mission we did on Venus, mission we did on Mars, see how much we were freezing stuff and just blowing up the field of stasis. Like, Ice Slayer Bolts, I know, would take it to the next level. Which makes me wonder, okay, what about Baldur's Wrath? Well, Baldur's Wrath, you have to have Frost Bolts on, right? Because it ties into, you know, Witch's Wrath and Frost Bolts, right? Nothing else you really can, like, do about it. But don't get me wrong, it's good. I ran this last night on my own time, tested it out for the first time. It's good. Baldur's Wrath, especially with the Frost Bolts, getting that, you know, I really like the second part of this exotic where you like drop your class ability, stand in the frost pulse, and you get max stacks of frost armor and ×2 stasis surge, which I did check, it does not stack. To get ×4. Like, I get these for free with Baldur's Wrath setting in frost pulse, which means that frees up 6 energy slots for leg armor mods. But you know, it's give and take. So I'm going back, keep coming back around. So I'm gonna figure out. I'm gonna try to figure out, is there a way? Because right now it works beautifully, but does it work with Ice Flare bolts? And how would I need to flip this around to try to get, you know, to continue to have frost armor? So, all that to say, you know, I think I'm gonna keep this set up like this. I'm gonna override it. I'm gonna save it because, yeah, that's a pretty solid build, and it's good. It's always good to have the backup, you know, health for, you know, I pulled the summoner from Zur a couple weeks back where I got heal clip and kill clip on a primary weapon, which is absolutely beautiful. You know, submersion with chill clip, right? It slows. Okay, it slows, and it's an unstoppable stopper, so we're already good there. So already in this build, you know, we can auto stop overload, we can stop unstoppables, right? We're cooking with this build. Time dilation is going to make our fonts last longer, surges last longer, which we have a couple surges. We have stasis weapon, class font, super font, right? Just boost these two because just the ammo, just the setup I have going on right now, we're not. You know, it's not a good class. It's not a good super, but I want a good super. Before I did have a double super font, but I wanted that special ammo finder to boost special ammo regeneration for Aegers, which even in the Lawless Frontier, if you go back and watch it, we were dropping special ammo like crazy. And doing something pretty risky, right? Triple bolstering detonation. Since this is a grenade focused build, a Bleak Watcher focus build. I'm leaning into the fact of trying to get that class ability back up, so we can just drop the fortress and drop the what's it called, healing rift. So we basically just become invincible and just freeze everything. But looking at the time, I think might as well just stay on for the last like 50 seconds to have an even 2 hours. But yeah, so. We do have a bit of a plug. We do have a new build that dropped, Solar Hunter, right? Someone was, you know, I want to say probably teasing me on TikTok, right? Because I posted the teaser trailer on my TikTok channel, and they were saying, you know, oh, it's an old build. I'm just like, well, duh, it's an old build, right? But I'm joking around. I'm like, oh, I wouldn't say old. I'd say more so of a classic build. Because yeah, one thing that I see a lot in Destiny right now is we miss the old Destiny. And I think a lot of the players who still love Destiny are holding their breath to see, and I know such a blow about what happened with the announcement drop of Shadow and Order being pushed back to June. Such a blow, right? But I myself, I'm holding my breath because, you know, we got a lot of good stuff coming up in, you know, how they're reworking, how they're making dungeons viable again. And as a solo player who can, you know, that a dungeon is solo viable, that's what I'm hoping for, right? I'm looking forward to that. But at the same time, I know a lot of us miss the old Destiny, right? So, yeah, it's, you know, I put a classic build out. Right, and I'm showing it in newer game content, right? Taking the old, you know, young Ahamkara spine build and translating it to our, you know, to modern day stuff. I mean, you know, just real quick, right? I mean, I know this says Warlock, so if you guys click on right at the end, you go, hey, that's not a Warlock. Yeah, I know. Just hold on a second, right? Just backing out just for a second, just to showcase the Hunter real quick. You know, come on, loading in. There we go. Right. You know, showing off the classic hunter, right? Young Ahamkara with knock him down, right? Knock him down, go radiant, have infinite knives, and infinite loop. And the fact that with the setup, we can have infinite restoration, right? Defeating score target is going to give us a fire sprite, and fire sprite is going to give us restoration, right? And then just, you know, I personally like Tommy's matchbook with it because I like to keep my health up. But yeah, just focusing on the weapon for the Tommy's matchbook and the grenade set, right? It's a classic. I understand it. This hunter build right here, it's the older build. I understand, but like I wanted to put out a classic build to see, okay, how does this old classic build that we all know and love, how does it hold up in the newer content, right? In Renegades and Edge of Fate, you know, post Edge of Fate, post Renegades content, and just to see, right? And it works. It works really nice. It gives that nostalgic feel, just like the, you know, Stasis, for me at least, and this is for me, like the Stasis Warlock gives that nostalgic feel, right? Just sitting, plopping down a turret, and just like freezing and shattering everything, right? It gives that nostalgic feel. So, you know, and like I said, and I think that's going to be probably some of my focus for my future videos, and we'll see, right? If people like it, great. If people don't, then, you know, okay, people don't like it. But I know a lot of Destiny players who still enjoy Destiny are, one, probably staying quiet because they are, you know, every time you go on social media or you go on YouTube, like, people are just constantly complaining and bashing Destiny. It's like, oh, Destiny's just it. No, it's a fun game. But people who still like it, they don't stay around. They stay quiet. Right? We feel like we're in the minority. Which I know the player base is dropping every day. I understand that. But still to the fact that I want to put out some nostalgic builds. Some, you know, I'm going to put out some classic builds, right? To give us what that taste, like that feel of what Destiny used to be like. Okay, so, you know, if you're a Hunter main, right, go check out the Solar Hunter build, right? I know you guys probably already know it, but if anything, just watch the gameplay, right? I mean, because my problem with the whole Hunter build was, even with Hunters in general, is that they didn't have good survivability, good health regeneration. Well, I found a build that works that gives you basically infinite restoration on a Hunter. So, which is fantastic, right? Warlocks, Titans, they have a great way to keep health up, to get that health regeneration. Hunters always struggled there. And thanks to like all these minor patches here and there for Hunter, especially on Solar Hunter, it's great. So, and it all ends up combined together into a good survivability build. But that build's already out. I think I did a live stream on the Hunter a couple weeks ago. I literally did some build crafting Hunter on that. So if you're interested in like how I go through and think through a build craft for Hunter, go check out that live stream. All right, but looking at the time, we are over the 2-hour mark. Not that I'm, you know, time myself for 2 hours exactly, just coincidental. Yeah, if you're watching at the tail end of the live stream, if you're watching the rebroadcast, you know, comment which one would you run? Would you run Aegers? Would you run Wicked Implement? Or would you end up running, you know, Praxic Blade, right? Just to kind of touch on Praxic Blade real quick. Praxic Blade is good with this build. I didn't test it in the live stream, but, you know, Impact Core, it slows targets, right? That does, you know, tie into... Actually, I would back up. I wouldn't run Praxic Blade with Rhymecoat Raiment, because Rhymecoat really is just like a, you know, plop a turn and camp kind of build. But something like Baldador's Wrath, right? Maybe. Point being, Praxic does actually technically work because it slows targets if they survive. Now, if they one-shot them, like a red bar, it won't slow them because they'll be dead. But it does technically work, right? So, you know, if you have a way to swing it, great. You know, I love Praxic Blade. I love the lightsaber. I'm a huge Star Wars fan myself. But comment down below, right? Would you run Wicked Implement, or would you run Aegir Scepter, or would you run something else entirely, right? With this stasis setup, right? What do you run? I'm always looking for new ideas. I'm looking for different ideas of what you run, and, you know, keep it positive, right? The only way that Destiny is going to change is if we all stay positive about this, right? People are more inclined to shut down a project if there's negative backlash about it. And if there's too much negative backlash, then a company will just stop doing it, because at the end of the day, yeah, company's job is to make money. So if we want Destiny to stay, we got to change our tune. Okay, and as hard as it is, as much as it is, as hard it is to like not complain about it, which trust me, there are plenty of reasons to complain about Destiny right now. But stay positive, right? Look for the good in the game, right? Go back and like run your nostalgic builds, right? Because yeah, some of these exotics might not be doing pretty good, right? Just to be honest. Okay, but you know, try out a different build. Put a nostalgic build on. Run a mission. Run a dungeon. See, yeah, you know, and get just that feel back of, yeah, this is what Destiny was like. Okay, but anyways, right? I think I'm gonna go ahead and jump off for the day. Taking my family out today, so gonna have some good quality dad time today. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, and catch you in the next live stream. All right, see you around.